What is up, my brethren? Hope y'all are doing well. Happy Friday to everybody out there. And man, I've been loving the comments. Keep the comments coming. Keep the support coming. It's great seeing you guys on this journey. And I wish everybody well on it. Seems like a lot of you guys are thriving, and that's what it's all about. So, hey, props to you. Kudos to you. And I hope everybody's doing well out there. So, thought I would make a video today on a couple topics that I think could really help beginner retainers. And it's something that I have honed as I've practiced this, and I think it's really helped me figure out what to do with all this pent-up energy. And these are two practices that you may have heard of. Well, you've heard of one of them for sure. But it's meditation, which I'm going to talk about, and it's the microcosmic orbit. The microcosmic orbit. Crazy sounding thing, but it's really useful. So just getting started with meditation, okay? We've all tried meditation. We all know how hard it is. And it's very difficult to do. Like, you sit down and you're like, all right, what am I doing? Like, I'm just sitting here, right? And I think there's a big misnomer about meditation. And that's that people think that you're supposed to sit there and meditate and clear your mind out and just have an empty consciousness. And just sit there in peace and everything is supposed to relax. So that's a small element of meditation. I mean, there is some truth to that. But unless you're like, this master meditator who has been practicing for a long, long time, for the average person, for most people, they can't really quiet their minds enough. They can't really they can't stop having thoughts constantly flow through their head. I mean, that's what the job of the brain is to have thoughts and to keep you occupied and keep you safe and get things done. But to me, the point of meditating is really to filter those thoughts, slow the thoughts down, and then choose how much time you're focusing on each thought. And there's a really cool visualization practice that I like to do, and I kind of wanted to cover that with you guys and see what you guys thought. So just picture with me, if you will, you standing in a stream, okay? And let's say you're in a forest and the stream is sort of gently flowing. Maybe you're standing in the water waist high, and the sun's shining. It's a beautiful day. And in this stream, there's some leaves and there's some twigs that are kind of floating in the stream. And this stream could represent your consciousness. I mean, they call it a stream of consciousness. This stream represents, that consciousness flowing through you. And so in that stream, you have little twigs, some sticks kind of floating in the water. Maybe you have some larger ones, little logs and branches. And when you're standing there, those twigs and those branches, they'll kind of bump into you and they'll graze you as they flow by. But they keep flowing by. They'll sort of brush off you and keep going by. And if you look at these leaves and these sticks as your thoughts, and they're going to keep coming. But as they bump into you, they always end up flowing by you. And maybe the larger sticks and logs, kind of hit you a little harder, but they end up flowing down the river. And if you look at these sticks and logs as your thoughts, maybe the bigger ones are relationship issues, work issues, things that you've been thinking about for days or weeks. It's okay to think about these things, but harping on them is when they become a problem. You have to keep moving with life. Keep moving like the river does. The river keeps moving. It keeps flowing. It doesn't get stuck, even with the twigs and branches that are in it. And I love that visualization because I need a visual idea of what meditation means. When I'm meditating and, a work problem pops into my head, I can think of some solutions for it. I can think of ways to deal with it. And then meditation can teach you to stop focusing on it, stop worrying about it, and drop it for another time. It's going to come back. But you don't need to have it sit and stew in your consciousness. You can put it in your subconscious. And I think meditation is very important for everybody in that aspect. And so when you're retaining, you have more energy inside of you to put towards things in your life, but you can also have more energy that can cause anxiety, can cause stress, because this energy, if it's not being put towards things and if it's not moving enough, it's going to stagnate inside of you. And so meditation can help filter that emotion, that emotion, energy in motion, can help move that motion. And this is how it connects to the microcosmic orbit. And if you haven't heard of this before, there's a guy named Mantak Chia, who's a famous author and speaker, and he talks about this a lot. He's given some great interviews on this, and essentially it's a way to visualize energy in the body as an orbit. So as I've mentioned in my previous videos, as the energy moves, you want the energy to move up the spine. The microcosmic orbit is the orbit of the energy coming up the spine and coming back out the crown chakra and then orbiting back down up through the sacrum. So it kind of looks like this. And if you picture it while you meditate and you inhale and picture that energy going up your spine, out your head, and then exhale as it goes back down. You can also do Kegels, which is where you use your muscles and sort of flex in while you inhale. You can feel energy moving up your spine. It's a really cool thing to try. And even if you do want to do it quick, like a quick boost or a 30-second try, 30-second orbit, it is very useful to do. And, I don't know if energy actually moves like this. I mean, it's not really something that we can obviously be able to figure out, but it is a really cool way to visualize how energy moves. And it's a really wonderful thing to practice when you're having energy sort of stuck in those lower centers and you want to get them up and sort of just boost up the energy. So combining that meditation with that microcosmic orbit is a really cool, useful thing to do if you are feeling stuck and you're feeling anxious, stressed, etc. Get into those higher elements that we talk about and ascend inside and then take that out into the world. So I wanted to talk about those two today. I hope they're useful for you. If you do try these things, or if you have tried, the orbit, if you have been using meditation in your retaining practice, drop a comment, let people know how much they've helped you, what's worked for you. And the last thing I really just wanted to talk about was just an idea I've been kind of tinkering around with and floating around in my head. So my whole life I've been interested in being a counselor. I've always felt like I can be a counselor. I like helping people. And I've even the past few years taken a few graduate classes in counseling, but I haven't been able to finish a master's. A master's is very time consuming. It's very expensive. And with me working full time, it would take me a long time to finish a master's. So I've been reading some of these comments, and I've been wondering if anybody out there would be interested in doing brief counseling sessions with me. Now, I'm not a licensed professional counselor, but I am, experienced in a lot of these topics, and I think I could offer some value to people if they were interested. So it wouldn't be long sessions. It would be shorter sessions, 30 minutes or so. And I wouldn't be charging crazy fees because I'm not a licensed professional. But something I've been thinking about. So if you are interested, shoot me an email at jtepatreon@gmail.com or drop a comment and let me know if you think it'd be a good idea. It could be of value to somebody. It could be something that I would enjoy too. So just wanted to throw that out there. But hey, hope everybody's going to have a great weekend out there. Happy Friday. I get a 3-day weekend because of President's Day, which is pretty cool. I just found that out yesterday. So always nice when a holiday sneaks up into your life and you're like, oh, nice, cool. But hey, peace and love. Hope you guys are doing well out there, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, peace.